Hi there, today I'm unboxing a drone. So this particular drone was purchased from BangGood for around the £50 mark. The camera on there is a 2 megapixel camera and the recording resolution is 720p. So let's have a quick look around the packaging. Comes nicely packaged, got a little bit squashed in delivery there. Other than that, it's pretty plain, nothing too fancy on there. Some details about the model that we've selected just there. It's obviously the HD version. There is one with lower resolutions. Okay, let's have a look in the packaging. So the distance of this drone for travel time, we're saying about 100 meters, and charge time is 50 minutes, which gives you a flying time of 10 minutes. Okay, so let's see what we have. So initially the drone, let's put that to the side. We've got a remote, okay. One bit's just popped off. So I guess it just sits there quite simply, and the other one can pop off as well quite easily. Okay, that's the remote. Let's see what else you get in there. So, user manual. And let's have a look at the instructions briefly. So all in English on that side. And on that side too. It's all in English. Okay, and then we've got a bag with some additional bits and pieces. So, looks like a battery. Some replacement blades there. Okay, looks like some blade protectors that you can put on the sides. Got a screwdriver. A cable to charge it, USB, mini USB, or micro USB I should say. And looks like another battery. Okay, so we've laid out all the items you get in the packaging, just to show them one by one. So let's go for the smaller item. Screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, quality seems okay, quite cheapo, nothing amazing. Cable quality seems fine, big chunky adapter on the end of this. Slim cable, but fine. Blades themselves to replace in case they get damaged. Obviously, if it bumps into something, it's good it's come with some extra ones, just in case. Quality wise, yeah, seems okay, reasonable quality. Rigidity wise, seems good, I guess. And the actual protectors at the side, obviously that's plastic as well. Not super strong or anything, obviously it has to hold the weight of any additional bits and pieces. Okay, that's that. The remote. So that's opened up, obviously let's get the screwdriver, it's nice, it's come with that actually, so I don't have to dig out my own screwdriver for that. Let's see what that takes. Okay, so that takes 3 AA batteries. So I've got a few rechargeable ones that I can use. Build quality wise, it's okay, you know, for the price, usable. As you saw as I was taking it out, these just popped off if you're lifting it by that, but they just slip back on again. That's not an issue, they're not glued on or anything like that. Controls wise, obviously direction, takeoff, land, stop, and obviously these to control it. I guess that's power on and off. I will have to work out what these bits and pieces are. Got speed and flip there. And that's it, really. So it's okay. Plastic wise, seems reasonably firm. Okay, the actual drone itself, it's very light, not a massive amount of weight to this. Nice thing about this, which attracted me to it, is the fact it's foldable. So you can just pull it out like so when you want to use it. And then obviously bring it back in again once you're done. So let's initially fold it up and measure the size when it's in this state So you could say around 15 because the blades, or can we get it tighter than that? Nope, about 14. So you could easily say 14 that way. Height wise, you could say about 6.5. And the length, like so, is approximately 19. So yeah, very, very tiny and compact. Let's open it up. Blades are the same as the existing ones. Build quality wise. And push this in, it's not extremely firm, but obviously I guess they give a little bit of leeway in case you accidentally bump it into something. So it's probably tough enough to handle most scenarios. That's the underneath, and you've got a on-off there, I can show, and a card slot just underneath, so you can put your memory card just in there for your recordings. Battery, and then you've got the camera. Camera seems to be manually operated. Obviously it is a budget one, so you can't expect too much for your money, but still fine. You can adjust it just before takeoff, so you've got it in the position you want. But yeah, looks good. Okay, next let me show you how to take the battery out. You just hold it there and push down, and then it just slots out. Simple as that. So obviously this one's come with 2 additional batteries, and to charge the batteries, you've got the charge point just there. So obviously you take your cable, plug it in, and plug that into your power point, or even power bank. So quite nice they've done it like this. I do like it when they use the USB connectors on this. So if you're out on the road, at least you can just use a power bank to keep this charged up if you want to do small bits of footage, and then just slot it back in. Simple as that. Okay, next let me show you how to put the blade guards on there. So if you go to the side, there's a slight bit of plastic there. If I put my nail in, I can just pull it out, and then you just pull it out completely, remove it, and then this should just slot straight in place, like so. Obviously it does make the product larger, but obviously it does give you protection in case you go into something at the side, which can easily happen obviously. So let me do the others. Easy to take off as well. Obviously I've shown you can just pull it down and pull it out again. So quite simple. So obviously with these on, you've got the protection, but if you want to pack this away into a small area, then obviously you can take this off. So nice that it's got this additional bit of protection for the blades. Okay, next let me show how you'd replace one of the blades on the drone. So if I come in close here, you can see an A. Now let me go to one of the other areas, you've got a B. Now what you do, if you actually pick up one of the blades, you can see a letter on there. So obviously that one has B on there. And we've got this one, I can just show, with A. Okay, so what you do, there's a little cover just above the blade, and if I just get my nails into that, like so, you can just slowly pull it off. Yeah, it's just run away over there, but gives you an idea what to do. And then you just use a screwdriver. Yeah, you use the screwdriver you get with this. You just take a bit more off. Screw comes off, and there you go. You can pull off the actual blade, and then if I pull that off, it just sits in on the cog. What I can show, there you go. Sits in on that. Take it again, put it back on. So obviously it fits in a certain way. There you go. Screw can go back on now. Okay, and then the cap goes straight on top of that. Simple as that. Okay, so next, let's put the app on for this. So that's the QR code for it. So let me get my Android phone, QR reader there. Give it a moment. There you go, it's picked it up. Then I can just click there. And that's the app we want to install. So let's install that right now. Okay, that's installed. Let's open it up. Okay. Details there. Instructions. And play. Okay, so next, let's put in the micro SD card into the drone. So the slot is just here, and there's an icon just indicating direction of putting it in. So if I place it like so, clips in, and there you go, comes out again. So let's push it in, turn the drone on, and let me show how to connect to it. So you've seen the app being installed. So what we need to do, let's go to the Wi-Fi connections, and we want to look for one. I'll show you. There you go, Wi-Fi 720p. If I connect to that, okay, internet not available, that's fine. And that's the actual Wi-Fi connector on the drone. If I go back, click on there, the app we've installed, and click play, and there you go. There's the camera, it's pointing out the window. Picture quality does look good, 720p, and quite sharp. Okay, so let me show you the options on the actual app. So this is a generic app used with other drones as well, so nothing specific for this particular drone. So just to go through them, so if I click here, that'll go back. If I click play, it'll go back in. If I click here, it takes a picture on the mini SD card that's in the drone. If I click there, it initiates a record, so it's recording on the actual mini SD card in the drone. So the thing to note about this is, to have a successful record, you hit it obviously at the start, but don't turn the drone off. Just make sure once you've landed, you press that, so then the recording stops, and then turn the drone off. Okay, so if I go here, you can see the pictures and the video. There you go. The video there on the SD card, you can remotely see those. Let's go back. This value is to do with the connectivity speed, from what I've read. So you can play about with that and just see how that is. Now I'm going to skip some of these and go back. So if I click there, the controls come on to be able to control it, and these bits here are part of the calibration, so you can adjust it if it's not staying stable in the air. If I click that, that's for takeoff and landing, and that's a hard stop. So if you know there's a problem and the drone just needs to be stopped immediately, you just hit that. Now if you hit that one there, the button there, it lets you do a roll in midair. So You click it and then you just move in one of the directions here and it will spin in that direction. So if I hit that way, it will spin that way to the left. Obviously if I do it to the other way, it will spin to the right. Now, this will turn bits off. That is quite an interesting one. That'll allow you to actually control the drone like so with the actual controller. So you can see the stick moving as well. So that's quite a useful sort of way of maneuvering it as well if you don't want to use this. Okay, let's click here. You can reverse the image if you wanted. You can go into 3D. So if you had a pair of goggles, someone could actually put that on, or you could put it on yourself and just control it via the actual controller pad that comes with it. You've got this, so this is headless mode, meaning when you initially control a drone without that, you're going in the direction it's in. So, for instance, let me zoom out. So if the drone is pointing in that direction and you turn left, it will turn left. But with headless, you're actually going in the direction of the controller. So that's quite a useful one because sometimes it can get confusing controlling it if you're not used to it. Okay, and this one is a calibration. So if you hit that, it will sort of calibrate it to make sure, I guess it knows all the axes. And this one gives voice commands. So you can control it via voice commands to go left, right, like so. And that's it. That's all the options on the app. Okay, so next, let me show you how to pair the controller with the drone. So initially, let's turn on the drone and you'll see the lights flashing on there in the 4 locations. Let's put it down there. The actual remote, turn it on, short beep, and then what we want to do, we want to raise it up and then raise it down. There you go, simple as that. Okay, so the drone is turned on at the moment and it's ready to be launched. I've got the phone connected to it, so the camera's on, as you can see. And now let's initiate a record. So if I press there, that's initiated a record on the actual drone, so it will start recording on the memory card on there. Now, as I've already shown, if you turn it on, up and down, that's connected to the drone now. So if I connect there, let's turn on this one, this for calibration, and this one for headless controlling. So no matter which direction it is, it will be in the direction of the actual controller that will be working. So probably easier to do it that way. Okay, so next, if I move the controllers down like so, calibration will begin. And you see the propellers are spinning now. So let's give it a few moments. And then if I hit, I can show on the camera, take off, it should begin to go up. Let's try it. Okay, so controllability wise, it's quite easy to control. I can use a stick here to maneuver it back and forward, left and right, up, down with this one. Pretty stable, easy to maneuver, but one of the things to note with it is very light. So if you get a gust of wind, it could potentially just be blown away. So there's a lot of wind during the day, try to avoid using it. But there you go, pretty stable. And picture quality being streamed, if I can show that, it's not too bad. Now, I'm not moving it, but it's not staying put in one position, but you can sort of fiddle around with these settings to sort of get it a bit more stable. So yeah, pretty impressive. And again, very simple to maneuver, nothing too complicated. I'll show the footage I've taken on this so you can get a good idea of the quality. Obviously the difference between this and more of a premium quality drone is obviously the stability and the control. So you may have seen another video I've already done of the Parrot drone, and that was very stable in the air. I could just leave it without touching it. So there is a bit of movement in this one. And the other thing to note, you've got the flip option. So there's a button there to do the flip. So if I press it, there you go. Let's do another one. And there you go. Turn it, and as simple as that. And if you want to land it, a sudden stop, if you know there's some problems, you just hit the stop button. It just cuts it out. So the stop button just show is just there. And again, to take off, I can just press that. So if you want a more graceful takeoff and landing, you press this one. And if you want a sudden stop, if there's a problem, just hit that. So let me show again, just taking off. And then graceful landing. There you go, take it off again. Okay, so you've seen this drone unboxed, you've seen it set up, comes with a good amount of accessories. So for example, the actual guards you get on the blades to stop them from getting damaged if it bumps into anything. You've got some replacement blades as well. Screwdriver, it's quite nice they've given that, so you don't have to hunt around, find your own. And you know, obviously the sizing wise, it's correct at the top. Comes with the pack we went with, 2 additional batteries. So in total, we've got 3 batteries. Now, battery life is minimal, and that's general for all drones. So each battery pack here gives you about 10 minutes each. So I've got 10, 20, 30 minutes worth of fly time on there. Charge time is quite long. They sort of recommend you do only use their cable. I guess there must be something within this that avoids it getting overloaded. So I did try it out with a tester, and when it gets to a certain point, it just stops charging. So obviously just safeguard it from being damaged, so which is good. Nice controller on there as well. The fact you can flip it open, put your phone in there, which is nice. Build quality of this seems reasonably good. Does fall apart a bit if you do pull it, but that's fine. While you're using it, that doesn't generally happen, so that's good. A few extra functions on there. Obviously the flip and the speed does speed it up a little bit, and flip will allow you to flip it. So either left or right or forward or backwards, so it just flips over like that. So generally a nice drone. One thing to be aware of, obviously wind speed around you when you're using this. If it does get a gust of wind, it does get blown, and I have lost control of it a few times. So do be careful if you do purchase this and go with this. Starter drone wise, it's an ideal drone to buy. A great bit of tech. So there you go. Details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing this. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like and subscribe.